Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip today. And today's tip is about how we can step up pre-printed cards. So this week I've been featuring the pool party and soft sea foam cards and envelopes that you can get free with a £45 purchase during Sale-a-bration, and we've been using them in a quite simple way, just adding things to the front. These were from my online workshop last week, but today I want to show you a really clever way of just stepping these up and making them something really special. And to do that, we're actually going to use the stitched rectangle dies. Now you can use different dies. You might get away with a punch if it's the right sort of punch, but a punch will only go so far up your card front. Let me show you what I mean. So if I wanted to punch this, I would actually come from the top. Let me open that up. And you could punch an opening, an aperture in the top of this card. So it can work with punches. I would recommend coming from the top so that you can keep it central. If you come from the side, it's going to be more over to one side, and it never looks quite right from the bottom because there's too much weight to the card sort of up above. So I would come from the top if you want to go with this idea. But what we're going to do today is actually use a stitched rectangle on here. Now I do like to use my graph paper to just make sure that the card is about centered so that I can pop my frame on. And I like to use a bit of washi tape to keep this in place while I'm die cutting. Now washi tape can still be a little bit strong and it can possibly tear your card front. So what I usually do is pop it with the washi tape to the inside so that I'm not going to spoil my card front. But hopefully we're not going to stick it down so hard because we can then use this on a different project. So I'm just going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. So this is going to be a bit big in the frame, but I'm going to pop this through. And I've possibly left a little bit more room at the bottom than I have at the top. Let me just make sure that this is centered as well as I can manage. So we're just going to pop this through and the card will fit on. And I'm just going to back it out because I don't need to go all the way through. So let's just pull that out of there and tidy things up in the frame. There we are. So there is our die cut card, and now I'm just going to press this out. Like I say, that washi tape will just hold things in place. And now that I've got that done, I left it flat so that it would go through the cut and emboss machine a little better. Now I've got it out, I can fold it. And there we've got a lovely aperture card that makes this a little bit different. And we've still got this piece that we can just press out. Like I say, just need to be careful where the washi tape is. And just gently peel this off, because it does stick a little bit too well. So there we are, just peel that off. And then I can use this on another project. It's not wasted. And because I'm using the stitched rectangle, you even get a stitched panel. So that's lovely to use for something else. But what I'm going to do now is I'm still using stitched rectangles. I've got some bits on here from my die cutting machine. So I've used the stitched rectangles, and I've used one to cut out a panel that I'm going to put my sentiment on. And I've used 2 rectangles together. Again, I've just attached them with some washi tape, and I'm using Bermuda Bay card here. So what I've done is die cut out with 2 held together like that to make a frame. Again, I've got a piece that I can use, and I can always match that with the piece that's left over from here. And I've got another card front there, essentially. So, bits all over. So, and then I'm just going to press out or pull these apart to get my frame. So if I just run my nail through that gap, it will be attached in some places. So I just need to gently pry that out like that. And then, you see, we've got another frame that I'm just going to adhere over the top like that. I've used some of the die cuts from the Simple Stems, I believe it is, to die cut out from Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana and Pool Party, because these shades go together quite well. So what I'm going to do is just stick this, and I'm not going to worry too much about it all being fully stuck down. I just want to make sure some key pieces are anchored. So I'm just going to do that, pop the glue there like that, and make sure that that is going to fit within my window like that. Then I'm going to use a little bit of my stamping seal. Actually, I need to stamp my sentiment. So I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. So I'm showing a little bit more of the rest of this just to show how this can come together for stepping up this card. So there's my sentiment. And like I say, I'm using Bermuda Bay for this. And then I'm going to turn it over and just put a little bit of seal up at the top like that. And then grab these little fronds that we've die cut out. And I'm sticking these behind this panel like that, and then pop this up with dimensionals, and I'm doing it through the window so that I know that it's in the right place. And what we'll do is just pop one there to anchor that down a little bit more. So I'm going to pop that through there, make sure it's centered side to side, and I might just need to just rotate that around just a little so that it's going to open like that then. So the final bit then for this is that I'm going to just use some liquid, multi-purpose liquid glue, and just put a tiny trail around here And I've cut this big. You could do it as just as a frame here, but I decided to go a little bit bigger, so you've kind of got a dual frame. So let's just grab that and pop that up. So you'll have got a frame within a frame. And we'll just get that straightened up like that. And there is your card. You've still got a little bit of space down here to write your sentiment. If you wanted to, you could have moved that frame up a little bit more. Let's just keep that stuck down while it's drying. So I think that that is a nice way of stepping up a pre-printed card. And of course, you've still got then an envelope to go with this. I'll put my envelope. So you've got a pre-printed envelope with this. I've gone back to the Splendid Day Suite to be able to do the stamps and the dies, but you don't have to. So this was the Splendid Day stems, and you can see that there's quite a few to choose from. So those were the ones that I used, and I used the sending hugs from here. So that's my quick tip today. And don't just keep it for the free cards. You could do exactly the same thing with these Tea Party pre-printed cards, and you could use a frame on the front of these and die cut an aperture in the middle. And like I say, you don't need to use the stitched rectangles. I just particularly like the stitched rectangles because it gives an easy frame to use, and I can still use the small rectangle for the sentiment as well. So I hope that helps. I hope that's given you another idea how to use these pre-printed cards. Please do subscribe to my channel below to be able to see a quick tip every Friday and a quick card every Monday. Thanks for stopping by.